Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on? Headphones. So today, we have another Model Y. Ooh, check this out. Dang. Would you look at that? It's pretty sick, huh? I have just enabled another camera. So that's a thing. And let's make sure this is all working here, because it's been a minute since we've done this. Oh, look at that. It is working. How you doing? How cold is it? It's cold enough to wear the hoodie. It's like 26, Windows tells me. Dude. So this is something that's existed for a while that I've just never taken 2 seconds to do. And there's a number of ways to do this. You can... So, like, second camera, that looks solid, right? And it's 100% off a phone. So we're going to use it as a supporting camera from now on because it's easy and it looks amazing. So I'm gonna grab it. It's plugged into a charger right now because it's actually my phone. So it's literally this. How crazy is this? Watch this shit. What? Look at this. Look at how real time. Can I make this smaller? There we go. Look at this. Look at how real time. I gotta adjust like colors and stuff. That's a little different, but other than that. Dang. Hoss. Look at that. 2 back-to-back Hoss here looking at the phone cam. Is that the OBS app? This is actually Epoch Cam by Elgato. And I haven't looked into the OBS one, but I've seen yours, which is just, dude, it's way better. I looked into these before, like a couple of years ago, and it was a pain to try and get connected. Now it's just, you literally just open the app and it's just like, ooh, it just works. So, yeah. Dude, this is great. Heck yeah. That's, I haven't tweaked any audio or anything yet. And it just kind of works. Sweet. Custom knives would complete your setup. I would like custom knives. That'd be super cool. Hoss says you're welcome. No, thank you. Thank you for linking that and then putting it back in my head that it's a thing. One thing I've really appreciated about other people trying this type of stuff is that, like, I get to see kind of what works really well and what looks good, and it is just, I've put so much into like the GoPro whatever setup, so it's nice to see everybody's little twist on this all. It's super cool. Everybody's talking about custom knives. If you want to send some to the studio, just Google the studio address and you can send them out here. What kind of camera behind your PC? So this one is an SL2. I got it when I started the channel back up again in like 2018. I'd get a mirrorless now, I think. But this was like non-mirrorless, whatever they're called, DSLRs versus mirrorless. Like it's a DSLR, it's a little bit bulkier, where the mirrorlesses are a little bit thinner, and they seem to be supporting those a lot more than these ones. These ones are a little on their way out. But the magic is the lens. If you can get a decent size sensor and put a beefy lens in front of it, ooh, you get some good picture. So it's like, it was like a $450, maybe $500 camera, and then it's a $650 lens. Glass is arguably more important than the camera itself. I'll get some made and send them your way. Ooh, that would be super cool. We'll look at them on stream. Yeah, I'd love custom knives. Had a car last night covered in dog hair. Spent like an hour cleaning it off, the rear. So you can just tint over the dog hair. You don't have to clean it off just to get a tint job. I mean, when you're shuffling the film in, you're not running it against the bottom. So even the hairs that are kind of like scooched up towards that end, take a heat gun and kind of just shrink them down a little bit. And then just set it up on the glass and just kind of like scooch it down. You can tint in between some nasty shit and still have a good job. I just got to figure out Facebook reporting my viewers. That's super weird. Yeah, it almost looked like a group thing because we have like an auto moderator that filters out a majority of the initial spam, so your account has to be at least 3 months old, at least 10 characters in the post, just some basic stuff. Because spam bots will a lot of times share things from other places. And then we had this one thing that was enabled because Facebook finally enabled comment filtering alongside post filtering. So comment spam was far worse than the post spam was. And there was a toggle, if you look in the settings, that said basically delete most commonly reported things from Facebook or whatever. It was like Facebook automatic word list. And then it just started deleting so many more things. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was crazy. So I looked at mine and it wasn't turned on. I have no idea then. It's got to be a stream thing then. But weird. Got my first order delivered yesterday. Thanks for the great prices, fast shipping. The blue 3 cards are killer. Been using gold for 20 years. Oh, I'm glad you like everything. That's super good to hear. Yay. You probably ordered at a good time too. Sometimes I fall a little behind on orders. I try and get them out pretty quick. I don't like to wait more than a day or two. Tinting an Impala with these stupid plastic trim smoker things on top of the windows. Yeah, the visors. Those can be annoying for cutting for sure. So what do we got to do? Oh yeah, I'm getting sidetracked here. I got a car to tint. I've already wasted a bunch of time, but I told them it'd be a while. What I wanted to do was set up maybe an extra thingy here. Oh yeah, you gotta have comments. You wouldn't have a stream without comments. That's super weird though. I have no idea why I'd do that. 4 days total, out for delivery, A+. You know, what's funny is I've gotten some emails where like, so we put like 2 to 3 day shipping, but it's like 2 to 3 days from the time that it hits the post office. And then some people are like, I ordered it at 12 o'clock on Monday and it's Wednesday. I should have it. And I'm like, oh fuck, Amazon's making everybody look bad. All right. Yeah. Ooh. What do we? Intro. Maybe we should set it. I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit. It's been a while since I've set up another hot command for edit. It's been a while since I've set up another hot command for a second camera. I guess we could just leave it as... We'll just leave it as that one. Okay. Wow. Look at that. It is still working. Shut up. That's this guy right here. There goes that. Okay. So I'm just gonna add it to that one. And then we'll see what happens. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. I think that one. That should work. Okay. I think that'll do it. Let's set up the GoPro. So for now it'll do it on camera miscellaneous number. My shop is being built after the holidays, placing first order for Geo in a couple weeks. First four, I'm doing 08 Fusion Maxima. Wow. I hope you've tinted before. Any headaches to look out for? Wait, you've tinted, right? Chargers, rear defrosters, and overall like a really bubbly back window. Mazda 6 is pretty straightforward. Maxima is pretty straightforward, and 08 Fusion is great. Okay, cool. I was just making sure. Like, that was a total, like, I've never tinted before question. No, you'll be good. Just the charger. Everything else should be straightforward. Charger's gonna be a little tricky. I like to have this stuff set up because I think very few people actually like to watch me actually try and get things working. But those that do are like, how does this work? Which that's what I'm more interested in. All right. Why every time I turn on this camera does it ask for setting a date and time? I still haven't figured that out yet. I have no idea. I set it every time. And then it's like, whoop. Okay, good. Do you guys like my worst video of the year? About streaming stuff? Cool. That all works. Tinting my first Tesla Model Y tomorrow. Couldn't have been better. Thank you for all your videos. Super helpful. And I know I got a lot to learn. Oh, that's cool. Heck yeah. I'm not doing the windshield or the sunroof on this one. The sunroof, I think, is the hardest piece of glass. We're doing all the sides and the back, which is really straightforward. I actually have to take apart the rear paneling, too. I totally forgot. Oh, well. It'll help. It'll help. I think we're going to plotter cut the back. We did on the last one, so we should probably do it on this one, too. Well, hot diggity. Why is it not? There we go. Woo! These should be working. Oh, God. Where are they? I'm sorry. You just reminded me. You just reminded me that alerts were definitely not enabled because I recorded a bunch of videos. But we can fix that. We can fix it. We caught it just at the end. That should do it. Why can't I hear it? Oh. That's not good.
Mike Adkins super chatted $5. Old dog, new tricks. Tried your charger defroster trick for the first time last week. Crazy improvement. Thanks, Matt.
Mike, thank you for the 5. Old dog, new tricks. Tried your charger defroster trick for the first time last week. Crazy improvements, thank you. Oh, heck yeah. Glad to hear it, man. It's such a simple little trick, too, right? You just turn on the defrosters before you go to install it, and then it just works out way better. Such a nice improvement. Glad it worked for you. Thank you for the 5. So, see, I recorded some videos off of this, and for whatever reason, like, now my alert didn't play in my ear, and I have no idea why. But I can hear you guys just fine, so I guess I'll just have to listen for it. I'll figure it out another day. Can I request an addition of a Formula 1 V10 engine to the Super Chat sounds? If you can get me a clean audio, like just a YouTube audio link, like post it in the Facebook group or the chat or whatever. Not in the YouTube chat, the mod chat or something. Yeah, absolutely. Finding good, clean car sounds was really difficult. So if you can find me a clean one, yep, absolutely. Because there's so many that has like people yelling in the background and stuff. Do you require deposits or you just take full payment after the job? I require deposits, and then that goes towards the balance. Have you watched Spider-Man? I haven't. We'll have to get a babysitter if we want to go do that, or wait for its digital release and then we can watch it. Okay. So, Tesla Model Y. I need to get my tank here real quick. I don't know why my alerts... See, PC audio for this whole crazy setup is just confusing. So I do something, I change something, and then everything's broken. I didn't even think I really changed anything that mattered. But apparently it does. So, yeah, for the deposits, I definitely require them. I used to not. And what I found out as a newer business was it's just you get more reliable people when you get deposits. So you guys know I don't like to take much apart. This is really easy to take off here. It's just clips. There we go. So all it is are clips, like these white clips that push into there. So reason being is the plastic pushes up on here really, really close. You have a nice border pretty much everywhere, except for a handful of spots. So on this one, I just removed that bottom clipped area, and I'm gonna tape those little things, and everything else is really straightforward on this. So that's about all we take off. We'll use a plotter on the back, not on the front. There's a couple of videos of the engine playing the Soviet national anthem. I think that might be a little bit much. What's the Facebook page? The Facebook group is called Window Tint Stuff. We're up to like 37,000 people now. It's nuts. It's growing at like 1,000 people a week, faster than anything else. It's just absolutely crazy. So these are all frameless. We're not going to be adding that one. So I looked around for just like good car sounds, and then I never updated it with newer car sounds, and it just took a while to find the ones that are already there. So if anybody has like good car sounds that they want to add to the alerts, heck yeah. It was funny. I was trying to even think of what sounds to do. And I'm like brainstorming for like a good hour. I'm like, Squeegees, sprays? Like, this is all dumb. And then I'm like, oh my God, I work on cars. Why not do car sounds? All right, let's try this. Camera 1. Camera 1. Interesting. The bots are all over. Are we getting bots? Are we that popular now? Heck yeah. That's pretty cool. All right. Why is this not? Unable to target for command. Fuck. So that's that one. And then main. So my voice thing isn't working. Edit. Here, we'll just say, when I say phone. Oh. Oh, come on. Here, let me try that now. Phone. GoPro. Heck yeah. Phone. Boom! Look at that. Look at that. That works. That works so good. That's exactly what we want to see. So now, what's up? GoPro. Sweet. Looks like a welcome addition to the stream. Super easy to set up. That makes it possible for all the other crazy stuff that requires wires and just connection issues and this and that. It just doesn't get used. If it's touchy, it doesn't get used. If it takes too much effort, it doesn't get used. It's got to be like ultra seamless. So, it's battery powered, there's no wires, and it's as simple as doing this. Look, I even have a preview window. So like, for example, we'll mostly do this during like installation and shit. But you can do phone, and then you guys get to see things a little bit better from time to time. How fun is that? GoPro. I like it. And I can just get it real close. Real close, real easy, looks good. The only drawback that I've noticed about using that versus like this whole setup is when if you're using it while you're moving, that seems to be where it stutters. But if it's just sitting there stationary, it's like a supporting camera. So the GoPro still works the best as just an all-around everything. These are more for like supporting roles. We'll have little credits for the cameras. I like it. That's pretty cool. Now the question is, Anna. And then when the battery dies, you have that. Yep, for sure. So if I turn this off, here, we're gonna see how this goes. We're going to, oh wait, I don't want to do that. Never mind. Never mind. I just had a thought. Phone. All right, it's connecting. Connecting. Boom, it's that quick. Heck yeah. All right, GoPro. I like it. So if I want to turn it off for a little bit and like let my phone charge because I didn't bring it in on full. I mean, you could probably do it with as many as you wanted to. It's probably more than one. I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing, but maybe. Ugh. It is magical. Been trying to figure out what rolls to pick, what sizes. Sure. 36 and 24s are usually a pretty safe bet if you don't want to order like a ton of options. So film is now made in 72-inch rolls and 60-inch rolls. So a lot of times you see people using 36 24s because they were like they would get a deal or something for ordering the full 60s. Now it's kind of just doesn't matter as much what you order. So you could do like 36s and 20s. I think the best to have are 36, 20, and 24s. But if you just need like an all-around guarantee that you'll always have something to cover stuff, like 36s and 24s are pretty much a safe bet. Very few things ever really need a 40-inch roll. So, you know what? We'll plot this, so we don't really need to line this at all. We can just leave it as is, and then just sheet it. And just sheet it. So I like 36s and 24s. Is 36-24 better than 40 and 20? If you're using a plotter, sometimes a 40 is better for that. Just because more things can kind of fit inside of that 40. But in practical use, when you have a 40-inch roll, you already have two 20-inch rolls. So having 20-inch roll just kind of makes it more convenient. So a lot of times I would actually get 20-inch rolls just for car doors. Because it was just easy to handle. It's less annoying to cut apart a 36 into two versus just using 20-inch rolls. And then the reason I have 24s is trucks and SUVs are a little bit taller. So you need that extra height. But if you're going to use like the 24 on a lot of doors, you're kind of just wasting some extra film. So we're going to do Pro Nanos. We're doing 20 on the front, and then we're doing 70 on the back. We gotta swap out a blade. Oh wait, the blues. Are the blues? Which ones are the ultra sharps? These. I don't remember. I forget. There's no good labels on these. Why 70 in the back? Because it was a little confusing. He said he wanted more privacy, so that's why we're doing the back. Well, at first, like that's what it sounded like, but he wanted to do ceramic, so he wants a nice consistent look. He wants more privacy in the front, and then everything to match. So the back is like 22-ish, but you know, you do a 20% on the front and it matches the back. So he doesn't want to change the look of the back at all. And he wants the front to match. So we're doing 70 on the back, so it'll be unchanged, virtually unchanged. I wonder if I should. God, that's going to be so annoying if I do it that way. Yeah, we'll do that. You guys can hear that? Nice. There's I don't know. There's a warehouse right next to me. Like, these are all warehouse units. But they're like a hookah distributor right next to me. So, sounds like they're doing something today. Is there any advantages to using a blue max versus an orange crush? It's really personal preference. Softer blades are going to be part of it. So the orange crush, I would just suggest getting one and trying it out. See if you like it. You never know. They're softer, more durable blades, really. Ooh, I think I got some sprays. But yeah, from what I remember, Orange Crush starts to leave streaks after not too long. But overall, it's a pretty nice blade. forgot how long this one is. So I gotta measure it again. There's like this little notch area at the top. So what I don't want to do is just leave that being a big gap, but I don't need to tuck it all that far into it anyways on the rest of it, because you'd never see anything. Yeah. Need to go a little bit more. It's kind of tough to get a little bit more on that one. And a little bit more here. Oh, that's what that notch is. So if we go straight down from there, round a little more up there. Bibbidi bop. So yeah, check out some different ones. Say you like them. Some of them just seem to work better with other films. A little bit, but hybrid is kind of my go-to favorite right now. For a run, a customer wants 15 on the fronts. What do you recommend over the back? Maybe like a 35 over the back, honestly. 70 over the back would be close as a match. See, on paper, yeah, but when you actually put it on the glass, like 50 or 35 is really gonna be like some of your closest match right there. It's weird. It's weird how that works, but that's kind of what happens. I've learned to kind of not completely trust just taking a percentage of a percentage. There's like what you would get practically in a number, and then when you see it on the glass, like just put a couple samples up, see what looks best, and do that. $50 or $30, $35 on a windshield. Oh, the struggles. I really like 35. It's probably my favorite. But if I don't look at my, like, I don't know. I only care so much now. So, yeah, something like that. So 50 is lighter to put on a windshield, but it's angled up at the sky. So there's actually kind of you get a lot of reflections. So it kind of can look a little darker than what it is, but you're still seeing into the car. 35, you'll be able to see a little bit of steering wheel, but it'll get shaded pretty fast past that, and most of the time, it looks pretty damn dark. So 35 is really if you just want like a nice dark windshield, but know that it's gonna get some attention. 50, not quite as much. How's your first experience with a Tesla? I always refuse Teslas and never done one since I feel like the owners are too picky. Every one of them has gone really well. So, I mean, yeah, they care about their car a lot, but I don't think it's enough to scare you out of doing them. I think it's one of those cars that it fits the sweet spot right now. where a lot of Tesla owners are more into their cars and they're willing to spend a little bit more money, and there's a certain level of difficulty that come with some of these. Wow, I have a scrubby pad in place of this thing. So I think it's totally worth getting the hang of Tesla. They're really not, like, most of the windows really aren't that much more difficult from any other car, but they have a handful of windows that are very unique on each one of them, it seems. So like the Model X, you have those funky back doors. And I think the windshield too is pretty crazy tall. On the Model 3, you have that crazy back window. Some people only tint half of it, which I think is super dumb, but hey, some people do it. On this one, all the sides and the back are really straightforward, but the sunroof is really, really big. Seems like this is a big old trend with electric car companies, and they're starting to make them look cooler, but they're trying to also make them like super open, because I think it just looks very different and impressive. I honestly think it's a stupid route to go, but they're selling, so. I can't stand all the giant glass windows that they're putting on them. I think driving around with them is just super irritating. It looks good in pictures, but if you were to get like a Model X, that windshield is so gigantic, like you have to put something on it. I like driving around with my panoramic sunroof and all, but damn, I like to also close the shade sometimes. I don't really want to make it dark either, and it's not about the heat, it's just about irritation. Sometimes it's nice to have it open, especially on a gray day, but no, we're not actually doing the sunroof on this one. He said, I suggested even doing the windshield because we're doing ceramic on everything, and he said he wants to see what it's like, and then if he has to get it done in the summertime. So stay subscribed. We might see this sometime. Sometime in the future. That's weird. How do I do this? Phone. All right, it's connecting. There we go. It timed out for some reason. I don't know why. GoPro. This is where we really find out if this stuff is all crap or not. So how do we make this stand bigger? Like that. Is that as tall? That's not as tall as this thing gets. Come on, you crazy? That's like way short. I thought this thing gets taller than that. I guess not. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Phone. See, there's good and bad from doing this, so GoPro. We'll see about swapping it out here and there. Just see if we can find any good. Hey! Ooh. Ooh, that's a big conversation right there.
Jay super chatted $4.99. Where can I buy a reliable plotter graph and what kind of program can I use? I'm fairly new to the tinting game and could really cut my time in half.
JA with the 5. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Reliable plotter. What kind of program? I'm fairly new. Plotter Depot. Oh, wait. Sorry. Plotter software. Okay. So I dropped a link in chat for you. If you're interested, we'll be pulling up a software. We'll be using this one. I just made a video about it not too long ago. That is the Workhorse One. If you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, go with something like that. If you're looking to spend a little bit more on a plotter, and I mean more like anywhere from like $3 to $5 grand, really, GraphTech or Vinyl Express are really good options too. So as for software, play around with FilmCut, see how you like that one. But Computer Cut, I guess, is available to pretty much anybody. So that one's going to run you $250 a month. There's a lot of them that are like $150 a month. And to be honest, not impressive patterns. Not impressive patterns on a lot of them. So FilmCut we've been using for a little bit here. And it's making some changes. It's going through some stuff. It's pretty basic, but that's why it's cheaper right now too. The main thing is, do the patterns work? And that's what's always frustrated me with pretty much every single one of them. But, you know, a lot of them will have decent enough patterns. There's just some funny business on some of them. So Workhorse One, Plotter Depot's got a bunch of other ones for sale too. You can talk to them. And software, they do have it too. But play around with a couple of them. Software is always going to be, I think, the biggest hang up. But that video that I put out with the Workhorse One the other day, that is probably as budget of a plotter as I would recommend. You can try and find a second-hand GraphTech or Vinyl Express. Vinyl Express looks just like GraphTech, so that's why I recommend that too. You can usually save a little money finding one that's second-hand. And it's not bad. Those machines will last for a very, very long time. Phone. That's interesting. Seems like it doesn't support quite a few different plotters. Then ask beforehand. I don't know exactly how many plotters it does and doesn't support. So you can ask them beforehand before you get too far into it. So if that's not an option, then it's just not an option. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't want to just shove all this in here. Whew, that's hot. We'll fix that little corner right here. It's overlapped. That is looking nice. GoPro. Yeah, look at that. We can still tint. Nice. I like it. Looks good. Sweet. 22 Impreza, front quarters. yeah, those are not fun. So the Impreza and like Forester, and there's like a handful of other, oh my god, I can't even. There's like a handful of other cars, like Honda's pretty popular for doing stuff like that too. They're not great. So, speaking of plotters, that's one reason why, like I really wanted to get a hold of one, is because if the patterns match up for the quarter windows on stuff like that, then it's just far easier to try a couple, because more often than not, there's little adjustments that you have to make when you're trying to hand cut them out, or you know, just mess up the first one. So if you can just print a couple of them and just keep trying them, that's more fun. Amazing work. Where are you located? Thank you. I'm in Sterling Heights, Michigan. This is the Detroit Tint Studio. Have you been tinting every day, or hit or miss? It's definitely been hit or miss. So I've had some small jobs, and I've been trying to make up with some videos and extra stuff. So keeping busy in other ways, but yeah, tint right now is definitely a little bit slower for me. Been getting a fair amount of leads. It's just good amount of like price shoppers and small jobs. So we're gonna carry this one over to the other side. This is the 70. Get this set up. We'll just kind of work our way around. You can raise this up just a little bit more. We got room too. Oh yeah, pull this down. Hey, thank you. GoPro.
Night Owl Super Chatted $22.15. Thanks to your many streams that I binged on treating it like a podcast. My telco has
See,
informed
where do
me
we
I've
put
gone
this?
over my
I don't
data
even know where
plan.
to
I'd
put
like
this
to
right now. I
thank
guess
you with some Oz
I thought
dollars.
this thing was
Also,
bigger.
can I purchase some stuff even though I'm Intel?
Why isn't it? There we go. Good God. I don't know. Yeah, we need a different one. This isn't cutting it. Night Owl. Night Owl with the 30.99 Australian. Thank you so much. Thanks to your many streams I've binged on, treating it like a podcast. Telco has informed me I've gone over my data plan. Oh, I do that too. I'd like to thank you with some Oz dollars. Also, can I purchase some stuff? Though I'm international. Thanks, man. That's a big one. I really appreciate that. Damn. Unfortunately, I disabled international shipping. Australia was was actually the reason why. There's been problems with international shipping to Australia from here, but you can check out like Sun Distributing. They do a lot more international shipping than me. But there was like the post office just like with random restrictions will like, I don't know. There's certain rules that will all of a sudden be enabled, and then all the packages just won't be allowed to ship there for a while. So that's kind of what happened with it. Oh God, can I just cut this? It's coming away, so I keep like trailing my blade away, and then it puts a little indent in my cut. I need to just go this way and stop fussing about with it going the other way. There we go. That's what I want. So I appreciate it. Sun Distributing. Is that not popping up? Okay. See, technicals. So sundistributingdirect.com. They have like the Glass Aid products. They just don't have like the studio products. So, sorry. It's expensive too. International's like 50. It's not even that bad for international, but when a package gets kicked back, then it's like I either have to try and track down the money through the post office for not shipping it, which is hugely annoying because they don't want to give it back. Or I gotta just send it back out. And then there's customs and things get hung up and ugh. This is 70. So we're doing 20 on the front, 70 on the back, and because there's already factory privacy glass. So he doesn't really want to change the shade, but he still wants the heat protection on the back. Yellow turbo. Get the fusion ones instead. I'm not a big fan of the yellows. They're just streaky. So I don't know. I've never really liked the yellow turbos, but I picked up like a pink. I picked up all the fusion colors, and the pink/green one was were my favorites. Good stuff. Very good stuff. How round is that? Phone. Not bad. Not bad. probably just bump this up. Trim it off once more. Yeah, let's do that. GoPro. See, I should use the phone more. I just don't know quite how. Beef with other window tinters. I just stick to what I do. If you're worrying about other people, you're doing it wrong. Put a small split screen up, like part phone, part... You know, I like that idea, because I think it doesn't need to be the whole thing. So... I wonder if, like, switching. I don't want this to get, like, overly annoying. But, like, for example, let me add one here. So there's that. Oh, my God. And then if we, like, make it small, right? And then we could set up a toggle to like flip it on and off. So essentially what you do is something like this, but I don't want it taking up much space. I want it to kind of accent what's going on, if anything, but then we can get rid of it really quickly. This thing is super frustrating. It like locks. So if it's not there, or you want to lock it somewhere in between, this thing's so stupid. I didn't think that would be my problem. So then you got to do this. So it's the right height. But I need a quick way to turn it off and on. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install this, and then I think I can fix it really quick. So it'll do that. But in the meantime, phone. Shrinking. So this is how a lot of people like to shrink their windows. They go for only what you can see. Now, on a window as curved as this one, that helps get you through some of this. But most of the time, I do what is called snap shrinking. So snap shrinking is you're heating up the whole area of the film and you're just getting it to curl. Much more even and snappy fit to the glass. So instead of just those little points that are popping up, what you're getting it to do is just like, you're not stretching it, but it almost feels like you are. You're getting it to kind of like stretch to that curve. And it just clings better typically along the bottom edge. It just kind of falls in place a little bit better. It's a little bit more snug. I used to have like a peeling issue on the old, when the Camaros and Mustangs and stuff, when all those came out. But now, it's been super solid. So you do all that, and then you just check it. And if it looks like that, It's kind of what you're going for. You can squeegee it back out again. And if you need to clean it up, you just pull it back, give it a little bit more heat. Anywhere you would see like a little finger come up, right? That's where you would give it like a little bit more heat. And there you go. GoPro. That's what you do. So I'll get this installed, and then I'm gonna play around with some software for a minute. So this is cool. You can actually see the difference between the, so this is factory, and then this is 70 right here. There's the clear-cut difference. It does make a difference. It just doesn't feel like it makes a difference for shade. Where'd you get the tape? You know. You troll, you know where it comes from. Oh, somebody asked me about sharpening squeegee blades earlier. I actually did this off stream on the last car that I did. So I'm still doing it. I love it. I have a vise. I have a vise sitting over there. And when I feel like this blade gets a little streaky, I just take it over and I trim the edge off on the vise. So it's all nice and smooth again. Because the squeegee's like $17. They just keep going up. It's house wrap tape. House wrap tape, sheathing tape. Any of them will work. When you're going back to the flat out, I don't know if I will be. Because if it's broke, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Hybrid is my favorite, even compared to that. I used the flat out for a little while with Geo, and that was kind of like, I don't know if it was just being mobile, but damn, I swore I was getting all these like random stupid scratches. It was just expensive, so I didn't always feel like buying it. So I played around with all the other ones, and at the end though, we're using the hybrid. You can use whatever squeegees you want though. There's pros to all of them. I just think the hybrid has the best material. It's smooth. Have you tried any from Gasket Pro? I've seen it in person. I haven't actually tried them out yet, though. People like those too. Does it make a difference? People tell me there's a difference. And I'm sure there is. But as a whole squeegee, shit, man, I can't tell much of a difference at all. I'll treat both sides the same. I'll switch to one side to do a or like as soon as this one gets really worn out, I'll just flip to the other side. But they both seem ultra smooth, and like the material kind of works together as a whole. So there we go. Yeah, we like getting edges really, really close, so. I tried popping panels. It was a big. I tried popping panels. It was the biggest mistake. I tried popping panels. It was a big ass mistake. I'll stick to 2 staging. I can appreciate that. Yeah, it's personal preference. I think some are totally, like, it makes sense. There's some that's totally justified. But for the most part, like, it's just not the way that most installers did it around here. So you just kind of, like, pay attention to other installers, and that's where you develop a lot of little tips and tricks in your style. So, because nobody, like, also nobody around here was, like, reverse rolling. So I didn't pick that up until way later. So everybody in an area kind of tends to, like, have similar ways of doing it, because they all watch each other and pick up little things, and, you know, this person taught that person, and then that person taught this other person. So it's just not as common, but it's definitely becoming more and more of a thing up here. Whatever you're more comfortable with, but that's why you don't see me doing it a lot. I just never adopted it early on. I just did it like this. Mm-mm, 70. I like it. It looks the same. This is one of those cars somebody's going to bring to somebody else and be like, yeah, it's not tinted in the back. And then they're going to go, oh, yeah, it's totally tinted in the back. The blue side isn't the Blue Max. No, Blue Max is an entirely different company. It might be their jab at a Blue Max. I don't know for sure. But it's beveled on both sides. So you just flip the blade around, and like it's smoother than a Blue Max. It's a little bit soft, and it's just glossy smooth. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to, but it's super smooth. Are you using a fan tip? I am. I didn't change it. Sun Distributing came over and they swapped it. They're like, we're putting fan tips on. And I was like, okay. All right, we'll do these in a minute. What do I want to do? Oh, yeah, phone thing. That's what I want to do. Phone. Look at that. See, it's a little jittery. It's not going to be as stable, but damn, that is impressive. That is still really impressive. Canon. That's really, really impressive for a big, just such a small package. Like, look at this. Look at it. It's just a phone. You can put it anywhere. That's nice. I'm gonna have to put on, you know what, I'll put on this. I'll change the tripod out too. I was wondering if there was a way I can toggle on a scene really quick. Hotkeys. Because, like, so with a GoPro, don't switch on me. Okay. Now I just gotta figure out what is the Alt 1. Okay, so we're gonna can this one. We're gonna trash that one. And then for this, we're gonna see if that works. Okay. Phone. Whoa. Phone. Dang! All right, we did it. So, phone. Bing. That's interesting. Phone. I like it. That's pretty nifty. Phone. So, oh, shit. I'll have to just, this will be an example, and I'll have to check it out later. See if it's actually good or not. But I could do extra stuff and like swap. I think I could, yeah, I could set up scenes and stuff, and then I could swap them. So I could take this one and then full screen it, and then take this one and make it little. So whatever kind of complements what you're doing. But I don't know for sure what to do yet. But I think it's helpful having it around. More than not. You can kind of see some of this extra jazz. Back glasses? Yep, back glasses. Some of those harder to see things. So like shrinking, back glass installations. And just, it's a more versatile setup phone. Because I've also messed around with different aspect ratios. So I tried a 4:3 the other day, and I like it. I don't like it for rebroadcast, but I like it for during the stream. Because one of the most annoying things about watching on YouTube right now is if you flip your phone sideways, chat is part of your stream. So they did this thing where it's like side by side now. So everybody's 16:9 with a big old rectangled chat box. So you have to get rid of the chat in order to make your screen bigger. So 4:3 and taller aspect ratios in general make a lot of sense, and they look really good. But nobody streams that way. So if something's getting played back after the fact, it'll probably be super annoying. And then if anybody's watching on a desktop, it'll also be really annoying. But if you're watching on your phone, you'll appreciate 4:3 while it's live, which I think majority of people are watching that way. But that's all the tech stuff, and you guys don't care about that. I saw the views on the last video. I knew that. Gotta give it time. That's really sad. So, there's things that are legitimately done here that are not known about in streaming in general. So like fog machines, the fog machine, the balloon popping, and a couple of other things. They're just very different. Even the wireless video setup is very different. So that kind of stuff is super fun. So I make videos about it from time to time, but what's sad is they do really bad until they catch some type of audience over time. So my other ones did a couple 100,000 views, but it took them a little bit to find that audience. It's my, I think I did one last year, and it was like my worst, no, I think it was the year before. It was my worst performing video of the year a couple years ago, and same thing for this one. It's my worst performing video right now, but it's so cool. It's just hitting the wrong people. Can we make this? I want the balloon popping again, and with Daniel bring back the balloon. I like the balloon too. It was a lot of fun. Phone. Phone. Oh shit. Oh shit, dude. Does this make it better or does it make it more annoying? Because I'm sure with some of it you can't even see what's going on. Have you worked at Best Buy? You guys ever see Parks and Recreation? There's this scene where Ron Swanson goes into a Home Depot and then they go like, "Hi, can I help you?" And then he just walks right past him and goes, "I know more than you." That's me at Best Buy. That's what happens. Selling gift certificates. Oh, somebody asked about that. I think, yeah, it's definitely smart. Super smart to do. It just sucks when everybody comes to redeem them. But phone. It's like not really, but like you'll boost your numbers up. This is what happened at my dad's shop. It was really funny. He'd be so stoked about sales, and then January comes around and everybody comes in to like redeem their gift cards, and there's like a mad rush too, right? Because everybody just got them, and so everybody wants to all book at the same time. So your January, it's one way to keep your January like ultra busy too if you sell a bunch of them. But you'll look at your numbers and you'll be like, "Ah, shit, I already made all that money. Now I gotta fulfill it." So, not as fun. Oh, does it keep switching? It keeps switching my window here. Let me make this smaller. That way it's not annoying anymore. Do you have your cape on since you're the superhero of Tint? Yes, I have my Tint cape on. No. The Tony Stark of window tinting. Minus, it being like ultra cool. At the end of the day, we all tint windows. So I guess it's only so cool. What's really funny is like, you know, seeing streams like Haas's, Patrick's, and Sun Distributing's and whoever else is doing them. Like, you guys might not realize how just ultra ahead of the curve some of these are. Because most streamers are one camera Andes sitting in front of a computer. Like, you don't need a bunch of cameras, but like most of them are just like a fixed setup. They don't bring you into any type of work or whatever. It's all just gaming or at the PC, or they got to drag around a camera. So the whole thing's buzzing now. So it's really, really cool to see just where some of this is going. But there is some ninja level behind the scenes crap going on to make any of these things actually work. Oh God. Why did we do that? There we go. Fried the electronic in a trunk of a Mercedes. Oh, fuck. That sucks. Eesh. That's no good. I don't wish that on anybody. Just waiting for the day that it happens here, right? Some cars, they just put stuff in the wrong spots. So they're ultra touchy. So when you're doing these, like frameless windows, push out on the glass a little bit. So it's nice to have like a shank or something freeing up the gasket a little bit. But when the glass is just kind of sitting there, a lot of times it's bowed backwards more than it needs to be because it doesn't have anything to rest against. So you can just kind of press it back out. Give yourself a little bit of breathing space because these seals will seem a little bit tighter. Oh. Damn it. Oh, shit. Hang on. Sorry. You froze. That's the cam link. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I heard somebody say it froze. I refreshed, and I thought it was them, not me. I should have known better. Damn cam link. Will randomly freeze. I got so many things plugged into that PC though. I'm gonna have to organize it. It'll probably still not fix it, but I gotta organize it. I don't want to touch it because it all works, and as soon as you mess with it, that's when you have 50 more problems that you got to sort through. Just like audio. I don't know what the deal is with my audio. We have pretty hands. Thank you. Thank you. I don't do a lot of hard work. I get to tint windows with baby shampoo. That's the one nice thing over, like, even installing, like, starters. Because, like, you go to do anything mechanical and your hands are just covered in grease immediately. This is, like, will keep your hands clean for the most part. They can still get messy with all the crap that you're scraping off of windows, but it's nice. So let's put this down. See, we made it into a really small window. I have to make another thing. And so now when I say phone, it pops up this little guy, which is nice. I like that. That's cool. The problem is I gotta add like 5 more commands and do some crazy scene stuff so I can make it go from here to like boop, or sorry, this way, boop, boop, make it big, and then shrink it back down. Phone. Where did you get the white stool? We ordered it on stream. That's a good question. Where did we get it from? Was it Wayfair? It was either Wayfair or Overstock. Just look up like bar stools. They have so many colors. I wanted to get the green and black, but they were out of stock. So we got a white and black bar stool now. I like it. We needed something that we could sit on and be lazy. Oh. Uh-oh. It's in a Mercedes, covered everything up. Customer says that the speaker's no longer working. What is up with people having Mercedes problems right now? That sucks. It can happen. Any number of those cars, like the BMW 5 Series, this particular years has an amp in the back. People just say use less water and cover it up. Like you really don't know until you run into an issue, because like you're gonna post it in the group and be like, has anybody else had this issue? And you're gonna get like 5 people chime in and go like, well, did you cover it up? Use less water. And it's like, shut up. They don't really know what you're dealing with. And a lot of times people will tint those same cars and not have a problem. It can just be luck of the draw sometimes. So fortunately you gotta fix it and then move on. But dude, it hurts. It hurts, and you're gonna forever be nervous. I was doing a Mercedes E-Class. I was doing a Mercedes E-Class, and then I had one little air pocket in the bottom that just got, like, it was summertime. And then I just lightly peeled the film back, ripped the defrosters clean off. They were like curly noodling right off the back window. So like it started to pull the defrosters off, and then they were also not stuck to the tint. They were just like falling off. So they would have just fallen off anyways. So he bought it used, brought it right to us to get tinted. This is a young guy. This is at another shop. I asked them, I'm like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? And he's like, can you just take the defrosters off? Do you think he'll notice? I'm like, I have no idea. He's like, just do that. Okay. But like, that's obviously a Mercedes defect there. Not something I'm proud of, but something that happened. Did you guys catch that Sun Distributing stream yesterday? Where he was like making a little tunnel to cut the sides? I think, I know I've had to have seen it once or twice in person, but I totally forgot about it. But I remember him talking about it. He's like, it's a better way to cut out the door. And then I saw him do it. And I was like, I like it and I don't. I don't think I'm going to try and learn that one. Have you ever tried other slip solutions? I got recommended Tint Tack by Flex. Yeah, they make it. That's their slip solution. That's why they recommend it. I love it. Feels like a cleaner install. I'm happy for you. This is why you should just try things without always my feedback. Because you would have never tried it otherwise. Maybe I just tried it when it was too early on. Dude, I hated that shit. And it didn't matter how much I put into a bottle. It was like the worst. It just wouldn't get any more slippery. But then some people really like the green tint slime versus the other one, the orange. I really like the orange. I just like my windows to be more slidey, so. That's good. I'm happy for you. I don't knock stuff just to knock it. I legitimately have weird experiences with a bunch of products, so if that's what happens, then I give my 2 cents on them. But everybody's different, and all films are different too. So it's worth, what works for me might be different for you. Climate, humidity, temperature, film, glue types, all those, they're just subtle little differences, so keep all that in mind. But yeah, I've used plenty of different slip solutions. I've used all of them. I have the same toolbox. Nice. It looks really clean, doesn't it? I'm pretty happy with it. I just don't do it justice. My goal is making an awesome streaming cart, and I need to get a couple more casters, but I've got the wires on it. So I appreciate having a cart there, but it's not getting used like I wanted to. Good channel. I've been tinting for 18 years. Oh, nice. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I've been doing it for about 14 now. All right, little sliver. Come on. Come on. Just a little sliver. There we go. Has it been 14? We're 14 going on 15? Has it been that long? When did I start? I have to do this every time I start thinking of the years. 2000. Maybe they changed the makeup of it. Yeah, that's very possible. I tried it really early on. If I'm honest, though, it's one of the few things I won't actually use, so there's other reasons. But I appreciate that. There's a few. There's all type. What is there? There's all type. There's tint slime. Maybe a couple. I don't know. Those are what I remember. I don't think there's anything other than those. And I don't know. I always go back to baby shampoo and Dawn, but I like baby shampoo better than Dawn. The thing is, most of them all came short on slidiness, so I just would have to put more in. than I wanted to. And then even then, they just didn't slide right. But we had to actually add Dawn to our setup for Geo because it's just so tacky. So some people have said like Joy non-ultra. I should just cut this way. What the fuck? There we go. I got Joy. They don't sell it in my area, but somebody sent me Joy non-ultra or Joy ultra, and I tried it and I hated it, and he hated it too. And then they're like, oh, you gotta use the non-ultra, and I'm like, son of a bitch, nobody said that. They just said Joy. Do you computer cut? We do from time to time on smaller windows and stuff with less consequences. So like back windows and quarter windows are usually pretty safe. Anything else like the doors, I've always just had gripes with software. I like to get my edges really, really close. So hand cutting is very consistent for that, where the plotter will often let me down. So I can appreciate them for a lot of reasons, but for the most part, I just hand cut most of my work. So especially in an area like, or in a setup like this, it's just I set aside lots of time, so I'm able just to take my sweet time with cars. But plotters are cool to some respect. They just can drive me fucking crazy too. Should we just cut this on the inside? What are we doing here? I'm gonna round it I'm gonna just round it a little bit more. Oh, I don't have to fuck with it too much. What film do you use for the back glass? Same. We're using 70. Any injuries? Nothing crazy, no. There, something like that should work. Or be really, really close. Yeah, nothing crazy, just the occasional paper cut. Like messed up my back for a little bit, but it's fine now. And then every once in a while you like kick your tank and bruise an ankle. Stuff like that. Jump out of a car, twist your ankle, like, oh shit. That's no fun. Yep. Yep, now that there's two of us, we plotter cut. So, there's like... Okay, so one big reason, too, is we stream everything. And I got a bunch of tinters watching. So, I always try and make things look as good as I can with a lot of the eyeballs. And of course, like, you know, customers are watching too. So if I have a bunch of people that are like, hey, what about that? What about that little gap? Where in most cases, you guys are just sitting behind the scenes and you roll it up and nobody cares. Like, it's all fine. But if all of a sudden I have a bunch of people going like, hey, this, that, what's that? I saw something. Like, shit, man. It's like pointing it out. And this is just the cleaner way of making it all happen. So where there's a lot of things that'll be totally fine. It's just a little harder too when it's plastered online. How far down in the seals? Like an inch. I don't know. I gave it like a healthy drop. And they've all been good from that. One starter tint brand? Well, your budget really matters. But I don't recommend necessarily just starting. Like, some people say practice with the film that you intend on installing. I mean, I think within reason, but like, let's say you're pretty set on using like a carbon film. You're gonna throw away so much of it, and you're gonna learn so much across with a handful of other films, and they're all similar in their own right. So, Tint Depot is a really good place to grab some film and save you some money. They have better films, so if you want to keep continuing with them. Also, I use GeoShield products here. I really like them. Sun Distributing. They are also have some fantastic films. So like there's a lot of options out there. So it really depends on kind of what you're looking for. But just to start, you're gonna be throwing away so much. Just settle down with a good 1.5 mil film. Get angry at it. That way you're not so nervous. Because if you set the bar really high in the beginning, you'll disappoint yourself. Everybody makes mistakes. I mean, we still make mistakes. It's not fun. We don't like to, but it's gonna happen, and you're like throwing away film is just part of the job. Unless you're God's gift to window tinting. Some people think they are. So, Tint Depot, Sun Distributing, My Tint Stuff. Oh, Tint Stuff. That's the shortcut for it. Wow, only 16 likes. Are you guys like me? Do you guys not like videos unless you intend to like watch them later, so you use it as like a save button? That's what I do. Even though I say it, it's like the video, and I appreciate them, but man, I do not like a lot of videos, even though I appreciated them. But your views count more than anything. Nice. Very nice. Using Scorpion, want to upgrade to Geo. That's cool. They just called me today. They're really happy with how the year went, and that's good to hear. The fuck is that? Hang on. What are you? You're like air or something. I think it's like air. Yeah, just a little bit. Soon to come, Detroit Tint Studio Tint. No. No. if there was something significant that I feel like I could bring, then sure. But dude, there's so much. There's just so much. It'd be a pure money grab. That's all it would be. Unless I'm bringing something different. It's just another film brand. People pick it apart, be like, like, what's different? Like, hey, do you like Geo? Or do you like Global? It looks like that. It acts like that. And they're like, oh, okay. This was worse customer support. It's a full-time thing. It's a lot of logistics, big money. There's a whole lot in being an actual film company. There really is. So I appreciate it, but yeah. Best way to help support this type of stuff is Tint stuff. Is my store. I sell custom Squeegees. I sell custom shanks. So like this guy. What else do we got? Oh yeah, and the Glass Aid products. Those help support everything, and I really appreciate all of that. And that's kind of like, that's been super, super nice. So if you want to support the stream, that type of stuff. What's the bot thing on the tint battles? Dude, you delete hundreds of spam posts literally every day, and nobody bats an eye. And then you delete a poll, and everybody loses their minds. That's what I feel like. So the Tinter battles in Orlando are a thing, and there was some politics with the voting where dude, I am thoroughly convinced that people were paying for votes. Can't 100% prove anything, but that's definitely like without any doubt, that's definitely what was happening. So, yeah, right here. I guess we didn't pull it all the way over when we did that little bit. So I think I can just squeak this. Whenever you trap air, you have to run water in there to free it up, or else it's a bad deal. So yeah, what happened was the votes were all kind of going in a particular way, and then people like way down on the bottom all of a sudden were like, boom, oh yeah, we got the most votes overnight. And then you just like look through all the accounts, and there were so many fake accounts. It was ridiculous. So you can definitely see why there definitely was some sketchiness. So a lot of people were getting upset, complaining. Canon. A lot of people were upset and complaining, and as far as I could tell, like it was only happening in my group, and my group is the only public one, and you don't have to join to vote. So it would be very simple to actually pay for votes. All the other groups were private and seemed to be all legitimate. Mine was the only sketchy one. So I ended up deleting, like after all the drama was kind of blowing up, I just deleted the post. So all the votes went, boop, gone. That's it. I know you have a lot of experience, so you can tell the difference between films. Would it be the same for a beginner like me to work with high-end films compared to low-end films? So low-end films are still pretty user-friendly. Just because it's more expensive doesn't mean it's better to work with. But, you know, every film's a little different, so you're not really going to be able to know that unless you've played around with some film in general. So that's why I suggest places like Tint Depot. You kind of know you're getting something that's halfway decent to practice with. And then from there, you work yourself up into something that's a little bit more expensive. When you know, tint your car a handful of times, like literally tint it, rip it off, tint it, rip it off. Just do that. And then you get to a point where now when you're spending more on film, you'll still waste some, but you won't waste near as much as you would have before. So it's less aggravating. And you might find something works just easier for you than other ones. Do you have beef with the other tint groups? Give us the juicy details. I'm kicked out of most of the other groups. There's a lot of what I'll say is there's a lot of big heads in window tinting, like in general, and it's kind of like those that have their own groups are kind of like, we're gonna take over the industry. It's like, what does that even mean? So like if they want to be a helpful group, we'll be the most helpful group. It's just like, holy shit. There's so many little politics in the background that way early on, I just was like, I would jump into other forum groups. There was one called Tint Dude, and they just hated anything that I did. And then, so I ended up making my own Facebook group too. As those were starting to build, people gravitated more towards just staying on Facebook rather than going to like the most popular forum group because it's just more seamless. So I made my own group a long time ago, and I've always had the attitude like if I don't like where I'm at, then I'll just build my own. So I built my own playground. I'll go play over here. Y'all can go figure out whatever you want to do. So I like helping and supporting other places and other groups and other whatevers that are genuinely trying to do some good and genuinely trying to do their own thing or whatever the case. Genuinely good people. There's a lot of people that are just kind of, I don't know. So too much drama, too much stuff. It surprises me how tint shops don't ask their customers what kind of tint they would like or inform them about the different lines that they carry. Because they get beat up. I've seen that too. They get beat up on price a lot, so they just always assume customers know everything already when they're calling, when in actuality, it's just, that's not the case. So it's good to bring it up. It's good to treat your own business like you have some offerings because every other company does. It's also a lot of window tinters get started from a non-sales background or anything. Like same here. I was just a shop hand. I was just like detailing, and then I kind of worked my way into other things. And the next thing you know, like here I am in my own shop. But I learned a lot of the sales stuff well after I had a place like this. You just watch what other people do. So they think somebody that knows all about the products makes a good salesman. Really, it's somebody that just has a fresh mind and can relate to people. And is just like, yeah, this one's better. What do you want? But assuming everybody wants the cheapest, don't do that. A lot of times it's easier to quote the cheap and upsell when they're in your business. It depends on your client base. I get more people coming in here now for carbon or ceramic. I mean, I have my slow weeks right now, but it's interesting to see that just how you frame your business is a big part of it. But I get that. I get getting somebody in the door on a less expensive product and then working your way up. But there's a lot of businesses that start with like a middle ground because that's really what you're trying to sell. And then if you're just trying to retain a customer, you have a cheaper one, and you have a more expensive option for people that just want the best of the best of what you have to offer. So there's all sorts of different ways to frame it. A lot of guys are installers and business owners. Yep. So we're all like, we know what we're doing on the back, but then you forget, like, how to talk to people or, like, how to sell. And, like, you never really took the time to go to, like, a sales class or anything. You're just kind of, like, flying by the seat of your pants, just figuring out what works best. But, no, there are definitely better ways to do it. Don't have a lot of time to spend on the phone. Plus, if you're in a large city, you get a lot of quick quotes. Yeah, and one thing that I'm going to focus on next year is actually less quotes over the phone. I do that a lot too. So here's the thing. Somebody calls around to 5 different shops, right? They're all doing the same thing. They're all talking up. They're trying to spend a little bit of time, or they're just like quick quotes over the phone. You want this? Okay, this is what it is. Okay, thanks, bye. You all sound the same. So whichever one is the most convenient at the cheapest price is the one that they're going to go to. So, but you know your business way more than they had an opportunity to experience. So moving forward, I'm going to actually just be forwarding quotes to people more rather than actually quoting over the phone. I think I'm just going to send proposals rather than actually dealing with pricing over the phone. That way they get a nice, pretty template of everything that's all laid out. And I get real tired of people that don't actually know what this place is beforehand. And I'm not mean about it or anything, but you just know. You get people that have actually seen videos or seen like the quality of work that goes here versus just like, I'm not just another shop that's just trying to get cars in and out all day. It's just, this is very different. So drop your car off with me. You'll get a good job. And the people that really value that are what I'm after. But yeah, over the phone, like, was the worst. Had a guy that called with a Mustang, and like, you know, they're a lot of time they feel like they're being sold to, which is one reason why it's hard to upsell over the phone, because it's just too much you're throwing at them. They're just like, tint is tint. There's good quality work and there's bad quality work. And now there's dyed film and now there's ceramic film. So I just want the best quality film at the most convenient time and price. And there's a lot more nuances to all of that. So when you're talking to people, you know, you're just another, like, hey, I called 3 other places. I can't get in today. What? Oh, they're doing ceramic. Do you have ceramic? It's like, do you even know what ceramic they're installing? I don't know, ceramic. Like, okay. So if you give the chance to show that your business is a little bit better or a little bit different, the problem is that they didn't get to see that ahead of the phone call. So they call you, then they're hearing some stuff, and they're just kind of like, I don't know, this guy's cheaper, and he's got ceramic too, so I think I'm going to go over there. Thanks, bye. So if you have something that you can just forward over to them, so we're going to be doing a lot more TintWiz proposals and not quotes over the phone. Whereas yet, when you have down half a mile, that's like 2 on the roll, they're like literally 13 shops side by side, 2 block radius, but my customers are mostly high-end customers. Yep, definitely hard to stand out. I mean, market saturation is definitely a real thing. There's only so many people looking at a particular time. The more shops that you have, the less potential customers that you have. It's definitely a thing, but you can work your way up out of there, for sure. But it's harder. You have to do stuff to stand out better. That being said, if somebody walked over with a written quote, would you beat it? Hell no. They just go there. You want better? Go. Why are you bugging me? That's so annoying. I hate that. Tell them, like, I just literally tell them to go get the better deal? Why are you coming here trying to beat me up about my price when you already got a written quote from another place? Like, oh, well, I really want to bring it to you. It's like, no, you fucking don't. Go get the cheaper price. You want the world, and you don't want to pay for it. That's not how it works. So go ahead. Just, please go to that place. Like, I used to get that question from some of the companies that we worked for. They would get that a lot. They were like, oh, the guy down the road said he's going to do it for like 180. Can you match it? And they'd be like, well, if he's going to do it for 180, I guess we have to do it for 180 too. So then they would do it, and we'd be like, we're still going to bill you like normal. And they're like, but I had to give him a deal to get the job. It's like, well, we didn't want you to get that job then. Tell him to go get the better price. Damn, stop beating me up about it. All right, we're going to bring up some software. The pastor of the temple. Thank you. No, I get frustrated. I get frustrated just like all of you guys. But there's two sides to all of it. Oh, dang, what are these? I never clicked on universal. Edge guards, handles. Interesting. So they only have one type of this, really. Tesla Model Y. There we go. I wouldn't say that, but no. So the two sides to this are pretty apparent. There's like, and don't argue about it. You guys all do the same thing too. When you don't know about a particular thing, I mean, you'll try and get a deal on it too. And things that work good enough are plenty fine. So they go places, they get their tint, it looks fine enough, they're happy. So there's going to be places that cater to stuff like this. So if you're going after somebody that's more particular or more expensive, people that do a little bit more research into what they're getting, then you have to like show, and you have to like earn that business too. So that's where like, I don't like, it's inconvenient to not quote over the phone. Like, if they just want to know a price, that's what they want to know. But if you have a way to frame it that's positive for your company and go like, look, I'd love to quote you over the phone, I just don't anymore because of too many price shoppers and I have too many options. So I want to do what I feel like is best for your car, and I put aside special time to make it happen. So let me forward you a quote. That sounds pretty good. I should probably write that down. And then you'll have all the options laid out, and then you can, if you don't want to go with me, that's totally fine. At least you have a good idea of what I do. That's what I want to do. I'm glad I'm recording this, so I can look at this later. I always forget these things. But that's the idea there. I don't like it because it's inconvenient. Just give them a quick price quote, because you can be clear out of somebody's league. But if you can also show that you can earn it, or that you deserve that extra, like, you never know who you're going to get off of that. So the real trick then is to make the most convenient way to do that off of a phone call. So with TintWiz, you can send out proposals directly to phone numbers. I like to do emails. I think it does both. I just have to double check the phone number thing. So if we can we'll get that all squared away. Because I definitely do plenty of proposals, but I generally do it more for like the custom quotes off the website than anything else. Super Chat should be working. If they're not going through, then it might be your bank. I don't know. Canon. Do you charge more for Teslas or just the Model 3 due to the backlash? I charge more for the ones that are more difficult. So this one, I mean, he's going with ceramic, so this is $650. With that, like, there's no sunroof and no windshield, so everything on this is really straightforward. It's just frameless doors with the regular back window. So I don't charge extra for that. The Model 3s, yes. The Model X's and the Model Ys, like those all have things to charge more for, so I would. But the Model S and the Model Y, on everything that's pretty standard, is all the same. I appreciate you trying to send them though. I see the message. This should be working. Sometimes bank problems, I don't know. Guy down the road will do it for XX for ceramic, then throw dyed on. Yeah, any number of those things can happen. And maybe they'll get a good job, and that's all well and good, and they were happy, and they felt like they were going to be ripped off going to you anyways. Like, it's hard to say for sure in every situation, but you're absolutely right. That does happen a lot. I don't like being in the same frame as everybody else when you're not doing the same thing. It's one reason I didn't want to try and... Stop it. Stop filming my film. What did you do? We love plotters. They never make my life miserable. Oh, it's my bad. Okay, I know what happened. Oh, shit. I know what happened. Remember we were making videos? We forgot to set the plotter up the right way. So which one do we want to do? We do. All right, so which ones are down? Stop! What the fuck? Why is it still trying to cut? You dumb shit. Stupid machine. Jesus Christ, you dumb thing. Okay, sorry, I have to do a little bit of thinking here. I think my problem is the rollers. Okay, so I think this one, and I think this one. We had an extra roller in the middle. There's no, in my video I forgot to mention, there's no really defined stop button. So when you're having a problem, you're like panicking trying to get this thing to just stop cutting. And it's just like, boop. So it'll just keep tearing through film. Hopefully our cut blade's okay. But I had an extra roller that wasn't supposed to be there, so that's why it was all going bonkers. So this is what it should look like. Hey! So hopefully our blade isn't all completely fucked up. I know I should mark them on the plotter. I know I should do that. I just haven't. There's about 5 little things. I should mark down what my settings are. I should mark down what the rolls are. I just didn't realize that there was a third roller in the middle, because this is the dumbest thing. Okay, let me explain why this is so dumb. Make sure the pinch wheels are on the right rollers. Yep. You gotta play like this weird shuffle game with them, and it's so stupid compared to a graph tech. But I get it. It's cheaper. It's fine. It's just when I'm streaming, I don't have the brain power to think about that stuff versus what I'm doing right now. So to accommodate for a different roll size, you have 36 is from here to here. 24, I think, is from like here to there. 40 is from here to there. So you have to do like this weird shuffle with both of them, where on a graph tech, you have an extra long roller from here to here. So this one's super wide. So all you have to do is you leave one here, and then the other ones, they're perfectly lined up. So you only always have to move like one roller. That's it. So years of that training makes me forget how to do this other stuff. And then, oh look, there's 3 rollers, and I just didn't notice it. And then we scrapped some 70. I'm more angry at the plotter. I'm more angry at the plotter than anything. So let's see if we completely fucked up our blade or if it's still okay. Uh-oh. 36 sits on the edges. Yes, it does, and I hate it. It only gives you like half roller spaces too. Like, trust me, there's reasons that this machine constantly frustrates me. And if you never knew about anything else, then you're totally fine, but I gotta adjust some settings. You stupid thing. I swear to God. We're just gonna throw this out the door. Okay, so, oh fuck, it defaulted back to 54. You piece of shit. Sorry, we're mad today. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna save this. This is a good piece of 70. So when I turned it off and on, it also defaulted back to the original settings of 54 and whatever. I don't really know why, but it did, rather than remember where it was when I last put it somewhere. So we're just gonna click cut one more time. Third time's the charm. We use this for like just kicks and giggles, man, and it sucks to have it just go through so much film for dumb reasons. It's like, it'll work with the 24. It's just like when you see where it's at on the rollers, it'll be fine, but use it for the 24s, and then as you get, like, you go through 24s pretty quick. So as you go through your 24s, just order whatever size that you need after that. Live and learn. But I'm still cutting 24s on this because I genuinely order 36 24s. But props to this blade for cutting through if it's still doing a good job, man. Because trust me, I've put it through some shit. All right. Hey!
Top service super chatted $4.99.
Top service Top service, thank you so much for the 5. I really appreciate it. Is that for my scraps? Just breathe. Is that for the wasted film? Dana Arena says just you get. Oh, top service said just breathe. And then Daniel's like, you get better with it as time goes by. Okay, I know how to use it. That's what's also frustrating. I know how to use this dumb machine. I've used plotters for a long time. I've just used a different one with little things. That's why I get extra mad at this thing. It's like, it's all my own mistakes, but like, come on. It's like, of course, it's not something that I have to use for the stream. It's like something like, yeah, let's use it. Let's just, some people like seeing the plotter being used. Let's go ahead and use it and see how this goes, right? And then I'm scrapping 3 good pieces of ceramic over some dumb shit. I'm over it. Oh, did I say this blade is still cutting out good? It's definitely not. It's like half cutting out, which means that I basically have to cut this whole thing out anyways. Freehand. What a waste. Maybe I did screw my blade up. So the good news is it's not ruined. I could have done this with the last one, but it's convenience, man. But we don't have convenience anymore. There, slight amount of convenience. Which means my quarters are also not great. Neat. We have some 70. So we've tried it before, so it's at least worth all the effort, because it'll work. Should do a GoFundMe for a graphic plotter. I don't even know. Because I don't really care a ton. So it's like a machine that'll just go to waste. It's like for those that want to see it being used from time to time, I like that it's an option. You can see some software, you can see some patterns being cut. This is like the workflow of it. But when you don't really make it a part of what you do, and then you film a video, which that was why. Remember, everything was fine in the video. We cut a 24-inch roll. It cut perfect, no problems, everything was great. Well, I just didn't set it back up the right way. Please don't. Y'all are gonna have like some money sitting in an account for a graph tech that's like halfway there for too long. Hey!
Daniel Rayner super chatted $4.99.
Daniel Reyna with a 5. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I noticed Teslas have the back windows tinted, but not the front. Yes. So that goes with all trucks and SUVs across the states. There's kind of like universal rules where all trucks and SUVs can be tinted in the rear, like 20%. But anything darker than that in some states is illegal. And then front doors, there's laws in all states with different shades and vehicle types. So you'll always see Teslas, like just specifically the Model X and the Model Y. You won't see it on the Model 3 except for the roof. So it's just state laws. So they'll tint what they can to make the vehicle look better, but they can't tint the whole thing. That's what we're here for. Three years in a trailer. My Jaguar is holding up nicely. Oh, that's good to know. They've been getting cheaper and cheaper. Decent machines are getting less expensive. Because, like, around the time that 2011, 12, 13, like, that's when, I think, like, 13 is when I started hearing more people talk about Jaguars. But at the time, it was all Roland and Graphtec. Like, if you were getting a plotter, it was a Roland or Graphtec. Then Jaguar, and now it's like you have more chintzy companies like US Cutter and whatever else. So it's pretty, now we're using like this $1,600 workhorse machine, and when you use it right, it's totally fine. It just comes with some quirks that you always have to remember, and as soon as you stop remembering, it's like, nope. Nope, nope, nope. So how do we do this? Should we do this up here? That might be better. Stay. Do I need clamps? I don't have clamps. The car Jaguar. Jaguar. All right, we're gonna tape some stuff. So they made it a point to also mention, I didn't realize this after the fact, so after like I posted the video, that plotter's got a 5-year warranty for all parts, which is pretty awesome. Wait, why was it a Jag plotter? I thought we were doing a Graphtec.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $4.99. Okay guys, here my $5
Daniel
for
Rayner
Matt's
with another
GoFundMe
5
for his Jag
Here's
plotter,
for
zany face.
for Matt's GoFundMe. for his jag. Unless we're talking about the car now, which in that case, I'm totally fine with that change. If you guys want to do a GoFundMe to buy me a Jag, then I'm down. You guys would be like, God, you got like 40 grand in that account. Why haven't you gotten your Jag yet? Well, they're expensive. Okay. What did we do with our clay bar too, by the way? We used it for here. Oh, it's been sitting here. Let's grab you. We are po-folk. So what's funny is I got like the cell phone camera set up now, but now we have a hatch, so it doesn't really matter. Oh. And we'll swipe that off too. Towel. Have you seen the new Spider-Man? No. No, I might have to wait until it gets released digitally and then I can check it out. Or I'll have to set up a babysitter to go see it. I know I got water on the lens. It's part of the experience. It's like you're here with me. Who the fuck are you? Yay, there we go. There's like a little glue there or something. Glad I saw it. That was kind of some weird schmutz in a weird spot that you don't normally see.
Sun Distributing super chatted $15. I say we all do $15 and get him a Graph Tech.
I don't want to buy a Graph Tech. I just wish it was. You guys would still see me yell at a Graph Tech. But Sun Distributing with the 15, thank you. We'll give him 15. Everybody give me 15 for a Graph Tech. I don't want, we're not gonna do a Graph Tech. There's more important things. Hey. Mike with 5.
Mike Atkins super chatted $5. I bought my first plotter in May. Made room in shop. Built glass top weeding table. Still haven't bought software, much less turned plotter on. Ha ha.
We got a little hang up here. This was one of the little pieces that didn't pull away. So it needed to be tucked under a brake light. And that would have been not super good looking if we tucked that. I was wondering why it seemed way too big for a sec. There's that. There's that. All right. Mike, with the 5, I bought my first plotter in May, made room in my shop, built a glass top weeding table, still haven't bought software, much less turn the plotter on. What the fuck? Why? Isn't that like a fun toy? Like you get your plotter, you get your setup, and then you crank that sucker on, and you're like, whee, got me a plotter. There we go. That's the real superheroes right there.
Mike Atkins super chatted $5. 5 more to help with the wasted 70%.
I don't know why I can't hear my alerts, but I can't, so I'm just pausing for a voice to stop because I know it's talking. Mike with a 5. 5 more to help with the wasted 70%. There you go. That's the real crisis right now. Just so much 70% that we just decided to throw away. What the fuck? It's like we messed up 3 back windows, but like tinting them, but it was just hiccups. Which I should have just cut out that last piece instead of just like leaving it where it's at, but I wanted to try and get my plotter set up again. Let your stream buy you a graph tech. No. I wouldn't do it justice. What's the point? Here's the graph tech. I guess we could do a video about it, but it'll mostly sit. Giveaway. Potter, I'll do a giveaway and then whoever wins it can drive and pick it up. I ain't shipping that stuff out. FedEx destroyed the box. It doesn't fit in a flat rate envelope. They lost it for like a month. I couldn't believe it. They were like, here, it's scheduled to be delivered Monday. And then like 2 weeks go by. It's still like, scheduled to be delivered. Scheduled to be delivered. And then they like opened claims and tried to find it. And then it was just like a month goes by. Oh yeah, we finally found it. Mm-hmm. Loop ring wallet? Oh, is it the GameStop stuff? That's the GameStop stuff. No. No, I haven't. Dang! This looks good. I'm pretty happy with this. We got just a couple little things bumping up that we got to make sure are heated up and pressed out. But overall, this will work. Just be careful while we're peeling this off. Nice. I like how they're labeled. Blue, black, black, blue. Don't screw those up. All right, so we got some quarters to do, and then that's it. So if those didn't cut out, then I'm pretty sure these are not cut out either. But we can try. Well, that one's encouraging. What kind of glass cutting board do you have on the wall? It's just a storm window. I got some crazy film off of Amazon. So it's got a mix of frost and like some crazy Amazon iridescent film. Because I was trying to just play around with options. Wow. A little bit more, not too bad. So it's got like the iridescent here, and then it's got the frost right behind it, because it's just, it looked really cool when you lit it up, but now it's a little bit more subtle. I want it to look like there was a freaking portal there. The problem was that it screws with the, like any side lighting really messes up with cameras. So for cameras, you want like, even the white walls kind of screw with it. So the lighting this direction facing this way is gonna be a little bit better than me on this side looking this way. So good even lighting, a lot of top-down lighting. So a way to make everything look all nice. I didn't learn that until expensive lessons later. There we go. So this guy will go right here. You know. I thought more lights mean more better picture. It's true to some extent. Daylight, like soft daylight is the best lighting. Just tinted a mile wide but didn't take the panels off. Nice. Yeah, I don't blame you. I usually don't take stuff apart, but the plastic edges, they get so close, and they kind of overlap in a really dumb way. So they press tight against the glass, and there's a couple of spots where, like, they just overlap entirely. So I just pulled them off. Really, really easy to do. And it was just this bit. So it'll pop right back on. Do you track all your scrap? Nope. Nope. I just throw it out and move on. There's like real loss, and then there's potential loss. And I try not to think about it too much. Because like there's whatever you paid for the film getting wasted, which is no fun. But it's not near as expensive as the potential loss that you just had. So like if you charge 150 or no, two for a set of ceramic doors, there's like what you actually lost in material, or there's $200 in potential loss or whatever you could have used that piece for. You just throw it out and move on. And I'm sure it'll be okay. I go as far as just, I see when a roll is near empty and I order accordingly. I go like, I used about this much film, I need about this much more film. And then I order it. All right. Oh, okay. So like one of these, right? cutting this one out because the other one lifted. Right, this is right. Right? Yes. Yes, it is. Cool. Why are we using the orange? There's that. Got it. So as soon as this all looks like it's tacked down, which it pretty much does, we'll pop that panel back on. Make sure all these are good too. Dang, that's tight. There we go. Watch all your streams at work, audio only. Dang, that's cool. I appreciate that. I do that with a lot too. Business streams are really interesting. Do we get that? Oh shit, I think that's fine. Maybe just a little smidge. It was right on the corner. I don't feel it. Cool. That's nice. It's like right up there. We'll heat it up. Let's make sure that's all there. Looks good. These things, the glass will sit about here. So most of the time, like, you wouldn't see anything here, but the glass sits about down here, and then when it pops up, you have this annoying edge thing. So when you open the doors, it's down, but if you ever just have them latched for any reason, that's when you'd notice it. Let's make sure it's a little cleaner. Nice thing to keep polished up. I'm gonna heat up some stuff, and we'll be pretty much good. I really, kind of continuing that, I really appreciate anything that I can listen to while I'm working. So when it came to just business stuff, learning more streaming things, understanding the differences between platforms, just like any of that, I just binge listen to it while I'm working. The stuff that always was hard was like when I was looking into cameras, like what camera should I get? What lens should I buy? Then you're trying to like watch while you're working. And it's just not as straightforward. This might be a little bit high. That works so good when it's dry. So much easier when the whole thing's dried out. Then it's... Yes! That's it. Oh my god. Listening to music is boring. Yep, there's like times for it. But man, yeah, you feel like you're just wasting time. Like when you're working, you're being productive, but not in the same way. You're just like getting things out of your way, but your mind is like trying to figure other stuff out. And you feel like you're just like, lost opportunities. So yeah, listening to that helpful, productive, businessy stuff. It's like you're teaching yourself while you're working. So much better. Because you're right, it is. It's just, it's lost time. It's weird to think of work like lost time, but it can be. All right, let's pop this sucker back on. All right, we got all the clips. Not a single one got lost. Looks like, yeah, I don't see anything else that's there. Almost thought one was missing there, but there's just nothing there. Okay, cool. Get it kind of snug, and then give it the, okay. Yeah, give it the old installer pat down. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You bitch. It did it. We'll fix it. This little guy. See, they press really tightly against the glass, and it flexed. Reminds me of other back windows. Like you always have those back windows that are like super annoying because like they have these little edges, so you go tuck a full back window in and it'll have those little like plastic panel thingies at the bottom corners, and your window will just be like just a little bit. Oh, come on, I don't need you doing this. So like, what's the deal here? That's the deal. How annoying. It's like flipping up and then catching, and then the panel isn't going back down. There we go. Oh, that was literally it. The tint was keeping that sucker from locking down. Interesting. Come on, just go. Wow, that's really in there, isn't it? That's what was happening. What a weird little thing. So it's like a little, it locks as it's going up, which forces the clip to move in, and then flick the tint and kick it back up. So it's just in the right spot to literally release it from the glass and keep the clip from clipping back in the perfect spot. So yeah, I had to trim it off right around where it would have flipped up. That's weird. But all right. It didn't ruin it. Luckily, it's easy to get to. That would have been a fun thing to have to redo. I was holding my breath as you did that. So Yeah, I was like, if we gotta redo it over that, I'll be extra unhappy. The silver lining of it too, though, is that it's all factory tinted. So 70 in factory tint, very hard to see any types of problems that would be there. But it flipped up, and it's able to like go right back down. So it at least ended all nice. So now we got this. The Fussian heat gun. There we go. So the Fusion heat gun is a solid heat gun, but it's weird. You have to like grow to appreciate it, and I still don't. See, so the way this sits, it goes so far down. You remember the window stays up about here, but every time you open that window, it tucks so far down. And then when it goes back up, it's so quick, you never see that corner. But I know that's why we're just trying to polish it up a little bit extra. And I think this is all good here. So realistically, you could probably get away with just like cutting it straight, and then most of the people will never see it. But that is something that is there. That all should work very nicely. And we gotta take out the card, and then almost. So the Fusion heat gun is a solid choice, but it's very different from a Wagner. So if you try and just use it like a regular heat gun, you're gonna find yourself taking much longer and disappointing. So I can shrink a window faster with a Wagner than I can with the Fusion, but I'm more of a direct heat type of thing. So I'm like, and the Fusion heat gun I think is a little bit more for like pull shrinking, and just it's got a lot more air movement behind it. So I'm not super great with it, so I'd have a hard time explaining it really, because I haven't really liked it. It's just not quite for me. But if you want to take the time to play around with it, that's kind of what it'll be like. Because I look at like a $200 price tag, and I'm just like, more heat gun. Not quite the case. Dang! All right, I think this thing turned out pretty sick. So I'm gonna let it still sit a little bit longer with all the doors and then any micro touch-ups and stuff. It's kind of why I like to leave them, especially a car like this. I love the black and white color scheme. It's really popular, but man, I really appreciate it too. Just like you got the door handles. I think the only thing I'd appreciate more is the mirrors being in black, but they do enough other accents and whatnot that you don't necessarily need it. But 20 on the front, 70 on the back, so everything is still pretty even. All ceramic. Did you catch the baby seat in there? That's one reason to do it. Canon. I have the Craftsman. Craftsman's pretty solid. I want to, just like a dumb tinner thing. I want to find the original, oh shit, let me grab my phone. I want to grab the original Porter cable one and pit it against the Craftsman. Because I thought they were the same, but I don't think they actually are. Low power. How much low power, though? We have somebody that called. Stop, phone. My phones do notifications really differently. It gets confusing sometimes. 12%. Okay, that's not bad. Always a fan of a full black on black car. Yeah, I get so used to seeing that. Because, like, black is such an easy car choice. And it looks good. But, so, like, a lot of the cars that we get in here are generally, like, darker colored. So it's really nice to get stuff that, like, pops. And right now it's either white or silver. More often than not, it's white, and then everything else is, like, dark and gray. So, especially if I wear, like, a dark shirt or something, it's like, shirt color choice. It's like, it's either all dark here, or it's all, like, bright white or something. But it's nice that I have a dark hoodie on, because the messes with the cameras, too. Need a green one. Nobody gets green cars, though. Like, the bright lime green, man, I love the bright lime look. I think it looks sick on a car, too, but nobody, like, does that or gets it. Nobody really sells it, either. So it's a vinyl thing. All our cars are black and dark tinted out, 20%. Nice, very nice. My Explorer was all black, except for the wheels. I didn't want to pay for new ones, though, or feel like coating them. I was over it at that point. So it's 2:20. I guess I gotta call this guy and let him know that everything is all set. Challenger had lime green. Porsche 911 looks sick in lime green. I think most things look sick in lime green, yeah. It's like a bold... I don't think it's that bold, but it takes like a little bit of a bold person to choose a gnarly lime green thing. Because it's like everybody kind of goes to practical, like, well, white looks good, black looks good. But the black and white does look sick. Gonna wrap the Color Flow Gloss Hidden Forest by Avery. Sounds cool. Mercedes GTR AMG. Is it? Hey! I'm pulling up. And then we'll move the chat back over here. DC! DC with a 5, Graph Tech. No, stop it. I don't wanna buy a Graph Tech. I don't use them enough, but I appreciate the 5. Thank you. Yeah, this looks good in lime green for sure. You could put lime green on damn near anything and it'd look good. Name me a car that it would not look good on, and it'd probably look better than what it does now. Oh, I just realized I pushed 911 too. Oh, yeah. These are pretty sick. These look good. You know what I like, though? It turned my head the other day. I like the, I guess it would be an M6. 6? I don't know if they do it in, if anybody's got it in green. No, it wasn't the M6. It would be the X6. Sorry. But let's get rid of the lime green because I don't know if it's there. There's an X6 that rolled by the other day. I mostly saw it from this angle. This looks cool. I like this. I kind of like these like hunched hatchback SUVs. I think they look really good. I'd lean more towards something like this. Totally impractical, but it looks cool. Coupe SUV. Yeah, pretty much. Except you still have 4 doors. You just don't have any additional space in the back. It just adds a cool profile to it. I like it. The grills are a little bit bold. They're like nostrils, I think, at this point. But hey, all this, like from this right here. You also have the Lambo, the Urus. And they have a green because they're smart. Yeah. That looks pretty sick. I like this one. Ooh, even in white, this looks good. Yep, I like that too. I'd get green though. So like people that get Lambos, that like will do bold color choices because that's just Lambo. But ooh, I like it. That looks really good. GLE 63. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. Oh, I was thinking of a different one. Oh, okay, yeah, this falls right in line with all that. Dang. It's like just a little bit too rounded. It's good. It's just it's more of like, I don't want to say the family version of it, but kind of. It's not as crazy, but it does look good. Yep, but it's right in line with all of that. I like more angles. Just a few more angles on it. How much are they? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. A cool 117,000 for the Mercedes. So or 218 for the Urus. More than you can afford. If you're asking, probably can't. RSQ8. So 119. We're a little more affordable on this. Ooh! Oh, it's such a small picture. Top Gear. They might have a nice... There we go. That's what we're looking for. It's a little... It's good. Oh, it does look really cool. Did I tint one of these? No, I don't think so. I had some... I think it was... Oh, I forgot what it was. It was like $110,000-ish Audi that rolled in here for like front doors with standard film. No, I think he got carbon actually. But it was like one of those Audis that it just like blended in with all the other regular SUVs, and then this one rolled in, and I'm like, okay, this one's way different. I forgot what it was. So I guess it just depends on price bracket here. This looks really good. If I'm trying to save $100,000, maybe I'd go with this one instead. That's fair. Hey, let me call this guy. I just like leaving him sitting here for a little bit. Because he dropped 10, 11, 12, 2. Yep, yep, that's about right. If you had it in Tint was, you would find it out easy. I do. That's where I'm pulling up the number right now, actually. Actually, that's not true. It's through Wix. Okay, so my little like sidestep thing here. I have a booking calendar a little separate from TintWiz just because it's convenient. Customers put their own spots in. And then when I'm creating an invoice, that's when they get imported. That's the only disconnect right there. So because like here's a crazy idea. Instead of me having to schedule the appointment, you let the customer schedule the appointment for you. But they talk to you first so they know when to schedule it for, and then you just shoot them a link and then they take care of the rest. I hate trying to get phone numbers and emails over the phone. It's exhausting. For your Audi lookup. Oh, to see like the different ones. They still have some missing though. But they wouldn't tell me MSRP. I wouldn't have known it was any different. Everyone that is new here as a detailer, not a tinter, just order a Fusion 5 handle with clear crush. Is that good for simply cleaning water off the glass? Yeah, for sure. Yep, that's a good cleaning squeegee. Let me know how you like it. Another one, believe it or not, like a good all-around squeegee is like some of those big shower squeegees. So this one has been my favorite. This is just a lid bin squeegee. You can find this in the cleaning section. You can find them on Amazon. But this is a super good, I'll scrub the back window, take a towel, and just, and then, oh, cool. Hello, Tint Studio, how can I help you? Oh, for window tint? Sure. Okay. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I got confused this week. I'm going to be closed on Friday and Saturday, so I can't do Friday this week. Yeah. Well, holiday week, yeah. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow I could probably get you in. What do you need tinted? Oh, just the front doors? What kind of vehicle? Okay. Shoot. Front doors are about an hour. I'm checking over the schedule right now. I thought I might be able to get it in, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to get you in until next Monday. Mm-hmm. It'd be the 27th. Probably be around Tuesday. I could get you in probably about 2 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll mark you down. We do take deposits on all the appointments, so what I'll do is I'll text you a link to our site. And then once I got that, you'll be all set for 2 o'clock on Monday. Front doors start at $100. $100 for both. Mm-hmm. Right. Correct. Correct. On that vehicle, it'll be 20% on the back. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. We do that a lot. No, sir. Yes, correct. So I'll shoot you a text link to our booking. Once I have that deposit, you'll be all set for Monday. All righty. I'll get that right over. You're welcome. Bye. Yeah. Yeah, there's reasons. Like, so next week is an interesting week too. I'm actually going to be out of town for part of the week, and I kind of forget that, but also I have like a little time for like some of the smaller appointments, but tomorrow is a weird day because I actually might go out to Sun Distributing tomorrow. So if it was like, yeah, what do you got? I need to start with what do you have? And I forgot to. We were just talking about scheduling, and then he wants to get front doors done. So like, here's the thing: when you're trying to do other stuff and you have a front door appointment, it's not that big of a deal as long as they like just show up on time and then wait and then they're done. But it's like it's time that then gets taken away from everything else. So if it's like a full car, it's like okay, we can set aside and actually stream. But if it's just front doors, it's like it's just something in the schedule that I have to do then. So let me shoot this over there, and then I gotta call this guy too. Totally forgot. What is that? The 27th? Because Christmas is coming up. But this should be fine. All right, let me call this guy. So we will have a stream on Monday. This weekend is kind of funny with all the holiday stuff. So that's why we might be able to do something tomorrow just a little differently from what we normally would. I gotta make a phone call about that. Oops. Oh yeah, he did call earlier. Okay, so let me call this guy. Looks like I'm late. A little bit. Hey, this is Matt from the Tint Studio. Hey, your Tesla is all set. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. See you soon. Bye. Yeah, man, we did a Tesla. Another one. So, another one in the Tesla belt. So, I think I'm going to shout out some super chats and hop off here because I got to make another phone call then. What do you think? Oh, no, I have it up. Cool. I don't know what happened to my audio today. All right, so big thank you to all the super chats, which include DC, Mike, Sun Distributing, Daniel, Top Service, Night Owl, J.A., Mike. Thank you so much. There's quite a few of them today. Thank y'all, all y'all. Woo! Great watching your stream. Off to sleep already. Late watching your stream. Much appreciated. This one was $6.50. So it's a good one. It's definitely nice to see something like this in the wintertime. And he scheduled like 2 weeks ago. It was one of those where like scheduling that far ahead of time is a little bit unusual. But yeah, it was like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago. It's not that it doesn't happen. It's just like I've had so many people lately that have been like basically just like calling for price, and then they hang up, and it's like, oh, good God. So I get tired of answering phone calls right now. Just want to stream, man. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off here. There might be something special tomorrow. If not, there will for sure be a video in its place over the next couple of days, and then a stream on Monday for sure. So we'll hop back on for that. You're right, normally don't show, but with deposit it works. Especially the farther out you go. That's a big one. If you're like a day or two from now, even sometimes you have problems with no-shows, but there was a glass company that I tinted for, and through, God, it's YouTube flag stuff, so I don't even know what I can say. But anyways, through the big global event that happened, they they were booked out for like a month. But what we saw was towards the end of that schedule, that lead time, there are people that found other places to go. So like while things were very busy for like a couple of weeks, the farther out that schedule got shifted, those people became less and less, would show up less and less. But those were all like, they've had a business for a long time. They didn't take deposits from anybody. It's cool to see that deposits are so positive for a lot of businesses. It's just you have so many people running around looking, and you just need someone to like, all right, I need you to like commit to this time and this date. That's all it is for. It's just like you're going to come in and you're going to communicate if there's a problem. That's all. But anyways, enough's enough, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to take off. I got some other stuff to do. So thank you all for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.